Today on the Big Ten Network, it's a tale of 4 coaches. In Game 1, first-year coach Tommy Amaker tries to maintain his flawless Big Ten record and lead Michigan to 2-0. But Gene Cady, the dean of Big Ten coaches with 240 conference victories, stands in his way. Bo Ryan, another rookie on the sidelines, is learning about life in the Big Ten the hard way. Opening with Iowa and now facing 7th-ranked Illinois today in Game 2 of the header. Illinois' Bill Self is just the 6th Big Ten coach to lead his team to a conference title in his first year. Can he repeat in his second? It's all coming your way right now. You're looking at Chrysler Arena in Ann Arbor, Michigan, where today we lift the curtain on our first doubleheader of the season from ESPN Plus, when Michigan entertains the Boilermakers of Purdue. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Big Ten Sports Center in-game studio for another season of Big Ten basketball. For the next 9 Saturdays, this is the place to be to stay on top of the action in the world of Big Ten hoops. This year's race already underway with 10 of the 11 schools suiting up on Wednesday night. Michigan State, the only team idle on Wednesday. Illinois pushing their record to 12-2 overall with a victory over the Gophers. Iowa is right behind at 12-3. Ohio State opened on the road with a win at Purdue, but they weren't alone. Indiana and Michigan both posting road wins. And that victory for the Wolverines, incidentally, brought them back to the 500 mark. As we move forward in this year's race, one note worth mentioning. In the last 10 years, 5 different schools have won or shared the Big Ten title. Purdue brought 3 championships back to West Lafayette, while Michigan State takes a shot at their 5th straight title this year. More on the Spartans in a few minutes, but we're almost set to tip off in Ann Arbor, Michigan, where the Wolverines can jump out to a 2-0 start with a victory today. Tom Hamilton and Greg Kelser have some insight on this one on what to expect. Tom?
Thank you very much, Mike, and welcome to Ann Arbor. And this is the first week of Big Ten play. And what a matchup today when you talk about coaches. Gene Cady, the dean of the Big Ten. He has 502 career victories. And Greg and Michigan's Tommy Amaker, you're talking about one of the real rising stars in the coaching ranks.
Yes, for Tommy Amaker, the game is the focus, but he understands that he is coaching against a legend today. Has a lot of respect for Gene Cady. Says that other than Coach K at Duke, Gene Cady might be the only guy he refers to as coach, but today he's looking to knock this future Hall of Famer off. It would be a big victory for Michigan.
Well, Michigan got a big win in their opener on the road at Penn State. Purdue coach Gene Cady said this is a must-win game for the Boilermakers. They lost their Big Ten opener at home against Ohio State. That's the scene here from Chrysler Arena. Now back to the Big Ten studios and your host, Mike Gleason.
All right, Tom, thanks a lot. Now, keep in mind, right after our first game today, we'll head up to Madison where the Badgers host 7th-ranked Illinois. Wayne Larrabee and Sean Morris will have the call on that one. It's no surprise Bill Self is riding high again this year. His team leads the Big Ten in scoring with nearly 84 points a game. Individually, Frank Williams, last year's Big Ten Player of the Year, sits on top of the scoring charts. So things are good in Champaign these days. But Bill Self will be the first to tell you there are no gimmies in this league. Everything's first rate.
The level of coaching was not a shock. We know there's good coaches in the league. The talent level is not a shock. We know there's good players in the league. But actually having a team come to your building in Champaign and you've got the home court advantage, that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to win. And so that's the thing that I think is a pleasant surprise, but makes the league very, very tough.
And, of course, you can't forget about Iowa. Luke Recker is second in the league in scoring at just under 19 a game, while Reggie Evans is third at 17.9 points and first in the Big Ten in rebounding, pulling down nearly 12 boards a game. Definitely an impressive 1-2 punch. As a matter of fact, so impressive it's really hard to tell who's the 1 and who's the 2.
Well, we're a combination. He compliments me and I compliment him. No doubt about that. I know it'd be tough for me if I was playing a game without Reggie because he wouldn't have that inside presence. And I think the same could be said for Reggie. So we understand that we need each other.
Tonight at 8, the Hawkeyes travel to Columbus to take on Jim O'Brien's Buckeyes, who just won their 6th straight Big Ten road game Wednesday night. But in Columbus, they're 20-4 in conference play while playing on their home floor. Although keep in mind, Iowa is the only Big Ten team still unbeaten inside Value City Arena. And if that's a surprise, how about Michigan State? Tom Izzo had some shoes to fill this year, and he did it without sidestepping some stiff competition. On the other side, Hoosier fans might find those 5 Indiana losses a bit surprising. No surprise, Lavelle Blanchard leads the Maize and Blue again, 14 points, nearly 8 rebounds a game, and he's waiting in the wings for today's opener from Ann Arbor.
Hey, get down.
Hi, I'm Tony Kanza, inventor of the Blimpie Best. Deli ham,
real dairy cheese, all on fresh baked bread. I think that's enough to make anyone want to buy our sandwiches. But hey, what do I know? I'm just a simple sandwich man. Our ad agency said to get a celebrity sports star to endorse our sandwiches. So I did.
They make me jump higher and run faster. Honest.
Simply Blimpie, for the freshest of everything.
Try a Blimpie Best Combo Meal today. Call Blimpie for all your catering needs.
Say you can save up to $600 a year with proper insulation, like John's Manville Comfort Therm from Menards. It's completely wrapped to make installation simple. R11 for walls or R25 for attics are on sale, $9.99 a roll. Mastercraft Oaktown 6-panel interior doors are pre-finished to save you time and money. They're ready to install. On sale in several sizes, just $69.99. Get more door for the money at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Recently, SBC Ameritech made a promise to Indiana to lower residential repair times. We're proud to say we not only lowered them, we cut them by 75%. Today, we're making repairs faster, installing new lines faster, and answering your calls to repair centers faster. Because when you promise your home state you'll do something, you do your best.
There you go. The Dodge Dakota offers best-in-class cargo and payload.
Woo! What is that? You can put your arms down, you know. That'll be good.
Now get 7-year or 100,000-mile powertrain protection and 0% APR on 2002 Dodge Dakota.
Today's Big Ten game is brought to you by Advance Auto Parts. The best part is our people. Cooper Tire, proud to be the official tire of the Big Ten Conference. Cooper Tires, drive on. 7-Up and your local 7-Up bottler. Make 7-Up yours. Citgo. At Citgo, we enjoy basketball as much as you do. Citgo, we know you. And by Volkswagen. On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers. Michigan State opens another title defense later this afternoon when they open their Big Ten season at Minnesota. And don't count the Spartans out. Despite losing 4 of their top players, Tom Izzo has his team at 9-4. And once again, he dove right into a challenging pre-Big Ten schedule. After losing players like Charlie Bell, Andre Hudson, Jason Richardson, and Zach Randolph, I don't know of many coaches who would send his young team into a kitchen as hot as this one.
That's our next goal, is to develop the total program. That won't always come in wins and losses, because you are going to have some ups and downs now. But we maintain some of the standards that we've kept, and maybe the record isn't quite the same. That'll satisfy me. And right now, I'm more worried about satisfying me and my team than I am the fans.
After losing a tough one to Butler, Indiana's Mike Davis had a few words for the officiating. Words, according to Davis, were taken totally out of context. But the bottom line is he did have some words about the officiating. And on Thursday, the Big Ten office announced the conference imposed a $10,000 fine on Indiana University for Davis's comments. Like Izzo, Davis had an impressive preseason schedule. Now, the losses to Southern Illinois and even good Marquette and Butler teams had to be a little disappointing. Now, Jared Odell gave Mike Davis a boost in the Big Ten opener on Wednesday by coming off the bench to score 16 points and to pull down 15 rebounds in a win over Northwestern. The Hoosiers head for State College tonight. Now, the Wildcats have to travel to Iowa next Wednesday, meaning life is never easy in a conference like this one. But with 8 victories, life is getting better under Bill Carmody.
We won 3 games last year, but we won 3 of the last 6. So it took a little while for the guys to get used to the way we're playing. But now, 3 out of 6, one of those games on the road in the Big Ten. And I just feel like we can carry over this year. That's what you're hoping for.
Our Big Ten doubleheader is just minutes away, but when we come back, we'll have a quick check on some of the earlier games outside the Big Ten. Like number 2 Florida, the Gators hosting South Carolina. Gene Cady is looking for better things from his team. He has no complaints whatsoever about Willie Dean. He had 27 in a loss to Ohio State. Today, he'll try to turn that into a W in Ann Arbor.
As we're making our way up the hill, I can hear gunshots echoing in the distance.
Let's go, soldiers. You will not have a whole lot of time.
Fires, once you have that magazine.
Rocket. Contender reported at 3.
I'm a little bit nervous because I've never done this before.
Left side is ready. Right side is ready. The middle is ready.
It's all about precision and confidence.
Log on. Watch Michelle hit the mark. Only at GoArmy.com.
Lucky you. Your local True Value has everything you need to take care of life's little surprises, and you'll get in and out fast. True Value. Help is just around the corner.
Right now at True Value, get a 62-quart hinged lid storage container for only $4.97. A Springfield outdoor thermometer with easy-to-read 12-inch dial, just $3.99. Or 4-pack soft white light bulbs, just 88 cents. True Value. Help is just around the corner.
Cooper Tire is proud to be the official tire of the Big Ten Conference. Cooper Tires. Drive on.
Thin-lipped bluebird sings at midnight.
And what's in the bluebird's nest?
The pig sunbathes with his brother.
Do the pigs need a home?
The old lady runs 95 miles down Main.
So that's a thin crust pizza with ham and sausage going to 95 Main Street?
Right.
Thank you for calling Papa John's. We gotta stop keeping our thin crust a secret.
At your neighborhood Papa John's, the secret is out. Thin is in. And if you like thin crust pizza, you'll love Papa John's.
Call Papa John's today and get a large 2-topping thin crust pizza for just $8.99. That's right, just $8.99.
At number 2, Florida has their highest regular season basketball ranking ever. An SEC opener for both the Gators and South Carolina just underway. Florida up 3-2. They've dropped their last 3 straight SEC openers. In the ACC, Clemson, Georgia Tech, that's a noon tip, has yet to get underway. Clemson trying to bounce back from a loss to Yale. Don't forget our second game of the day, a chance to see number 7 Illinois as they make a stop in Madison to tangle with the Wisconsin Badgers. That one will tip around 2:30 Eastern right here on ESPN+. But right now, we're all set to lift the curtain with game number 1. It's Purdue and Michigan. I'll see you back here at halftime, but now we send it to Tom Hamilton and Greg Kelser inside Chrysler Arena, the house that Cassie built and the house that Tommy Amaker has already started to renovate. Gentlemen, take it away.
Thank you very much, Mike, and welcome to Chrysler Arena. Purdue losing its Big Ten opener. Michigan trying to go 2-0 in the young Big Ten campaign. Hi, everybody. Along with Greg Kelser, I'm Tom Hamilton. The Michigan Wolverines for 3 years now have been leaning on LaVelle Blanchard, and this season is no exception.
And so far, he's not letting them down. LaVelle Blanchard has been very critical to Michigan's success, as was the case in their game the other night against Penn State. Now, he did not shoot the ball very well. Just 4 of 16 from the floor, 10 points. But he found ways to do other things, like rebound the basketball. The 14 rebounds, an amazing performance, and he also dished off for 5 assists.
Well, Greg, it was surprising that Purdue would lose its Big Ten home opener to Ohio State. But what was more shocking was the way they played.
Oh, very un-Gene Katie-like, the Purdue performance against Ohio State. The effort is starting to be questioned. You've never heard that with former Purdue teams. And on the defensive end, they're not getting the job done. Now, when you look at the numbers, you would think that Purdue possibly won the game. They shot 52% from the floor, scored 71 points, and shot it very well from beyond the arc, but only 18 rebounds. Contrast that with what Ohio State did. They shot 62% from the floor. So that's symbolic of poor Purdue defense and 29 rebounds. So they out-rebounded the Boilers by 11.
Greg, I don't think we ever thought we would say this. Gene Katie's Purdue Boilermakers are last in the Big Ten in rebounding, last in the Big Ten in defense. And these lowlights will show you why they are playing so poorly.
You know, twice in this game, the Boilers came back to tie the game up after being down, but twice they allowed Ohio State runs to seal the game near the end, just not taking care of the interior, letting the Buckeyes get to the rim. And if you get to the rim enough, you're going to shoot a high percentage.
Well, I gotta believe we'll see a much better effort today.
I got the silver one. Okay, bye.
Claim your Volkswagen. Now's the perfect time.
Advanced Auto Parts, we believe in doing it yourself. So we made this commercial ourselves. Yeah, we're rolling. Go ahead. 3, 2, 1. Robbie, can you come down here for a second?
We are so getting a raise.
It's prices, not prizes. We don't have prizes. Do we have prizes?
The over 3,300 choice hotels in the U.S. and the Caribbean just want to thank everyone for traveling again and getting back to experiencing the power of being there.
No escapes. That's what we got with Balance Pro corn herbicide.
My proof? Weeds just don't break through with Balance Pro. All season I saw Tree Charge working on the weeds from the road.
My proof is my unused post-grass herbicide because Balance Pro replaced it. My proof? Grasses used to control this field. Now I do.
That's my proof.
My proof.
The power of recharge is why Balance Pro is America's fastest growing pre-herbicide. Need more proof? Visit balanceproof.com.
Oh, that's cute. Oh, it's just an N in the logo.
Cute? You don't know about the N?
What?
You seriously don't know, do you?
Tell me. Come on, tell me.
Rarely seen, many people don't believe these exist. But they do. At our place.
Steak and Shake, famous for steak burgers.
Will somebody just tell me about the N?
The students behind both benches, creating a little atmosphere here at Chrysler Arena as we check out the starting lineups. First off for the visiting Purdue Boilermakers, one senior not in that lineup, Rodney Smith. He's lost his starting spot to Brett Busher. For the Michigan Wolverines, this is still a very young ball club, although they really depend a lot down low on senior Chris Young, and of course their two top scorers, Robinson and Blanchard. Today's officials, Ted Hillary, Tom Clark, and Zelton Steed as we get set to tip it up here at Chrysler Arena in Ann Arbor. The building opened in 1967, seats 13,500. We won't be anywhere near a sellout today. Tommy Amaker saying yesterday, imperative that Michigan not get way behind early. He really expected to see Purdue come out with fire, and I think he was right.
Well, Purdue able to get a transition opportunity, if you will, right off the jump ball. But if Michigan's going to be successful against Purdue, they should try to attack inside first. Purdue's interior defense has been very vulnerable and was truly exposed, as we talked about in our open, against Ohio State.
Yeah, Greg, it's hard to fathom a Gene Cady team last in the Big Ten in defense, giving up 73 points a game so far this season. Purdue 8-7 overall, Michigan 5-5 overall. And a holding foul, and that is going to go against Brett Busher, trying to hang on to Lavelle Blanchard.
Busher knows it's important to try to play Blanchard without the basketball, because Blanchard doesn't have to be in a scoring mode to be effective. He helps his teammates by dishing the basketball, and of course we know that he can rebound the ball.
This is Gottfredson with the ball. What a story he is. A walk-on, and he starts at point guard for the Michigan Wolverines. Gottfredson in the corner. He's only had 4 turnovers all season as a point guard. That's amazing. He has the ball out front with 15 on the shot clock. This is Gottfredson against Parkinson. And another kicking violation on Parkinson. That means a fresh 35 seconds for the Wolverines.
You talked a moment ago about Mike Gottfredson. I spoke with Tommy Amaker about him prior to the game. Amaker likes him because he's very steady. He understands how to play the game. He knows his limitations, and he studies this team. Does a good job of directing the offense.
This is Robinson Jr. rimming Chris Young, offensive rebound, missed the chippy, and rebound then pulled down by the Boilermakers.
Young would like to have that one back, but it shows you what you can get done inside against Purdue. But Purdue backed down the floor very quickly, and they score their second one basket at point-blank range off the run.
And both times it's been Brett Busher converting the layup. 4-0 Purdue, a minute and a half into this ballgame. You knew Purdue would come out with fire in their eyes after the way they played at home Wednesday night. And look at the steal by Willie Dean. A one-man break. Dean blowing by Young, scores, and a foul.
Hey, it looks like Purdue has been challenged, and early on they're answering that. Terrific defense. The steal by Dean. He takes it coast to coast. Look at this. He's going to swipe it from behind. A lot of times it's a foul as he came over the top of the arm of Blanchard. But then to get all the way down the floor and finish and get a three-point opportunity. Purdue 3 of 3 from the floor right now.
And Purdue on top 7-0. All 3 shots have been layups. Willie Dean with that three-point play. Michigan needs a hoop. This is Blanchard giving it off in the corner to Jones. Robinson Jr. on the wing. Purdue's defense much stingier here in the early going than that was Wednesday night against Ohio State.
Right now, Michigan having a lot of problems getting it into the paint. Can't get it in via the pass. Can't get it in via dribble penetration.
5 on the shot clock. Blanchard may just have to fire up a desperation 3. And nailed it!
Not a bad place to go with the shot clock winding down. A guy like Blanchard who can face and hoist from anywhere. He can certainly create his own offense if necessary.
7-3 Purdue, 2.5 minutes into it. Allison double team. Allison with the left hand. Blanchard the rebound. Allison will see the double team every time he touches the ball. And Robinson Jr. called for traveling. Purdue wants to pound it inside to their senior John Allison, but Tommy Amaker is going to double team him every time he sees the ball.
And part of the reason for that is to protect Chris Young. You don't want your big guy getting in foul trouble. Allison, a veteran, he knows how to work down low, and Purdue smartly looking for him.
Now Demetrius Kilgore in the Purdue lineup. Where's number 33? Has the basketball in his hands right now. He's an explosive scorer off the bench.
Gave them 18 in the effort against Ohio State. Really did a nice job, especially with his outside shooting.
This is Allison, great fake. Missed the layup. Jones for Michigan. 7-3 Purdue, 3 minutes into it. Another great steal by Parkinson. Boy, Purdue's aggressive defensively. Kilgore hounded by Avery Queen in the Michigan lineup now. This is Parkinson. Allison on the baseline. Kilgore with the rebound. And another layup.
This looks like a different Purdue team because this team is expending energy. They're putting out effort. You witnessed a very spirited practice yesterday where you could clearly see they were being challenged.
Chris Young with the dunk, and it's 9-5 Purdue. Purdue's practice yesterday here in Ann Arbor. The only thing missing were shoulder pads and helmets.
Right. I've seen those type of Gene Keady practices before. The game's the easy thing.
Kilgore, lean in, banker.
And you know what? It counts. You don't have to call it. There was no way he was attempting to bank that shot from head on. Good defense by Michigan. Kilgore just hit a tough shot.
On the double down, looks like Parkinson got caught for the reach-in. His first.
Foul's going to number 11, Austin Parkinson.
So we have played just over 4 minutes here in the first half. And the Purdue Boilermakers quickly putting behind their effort on Wednesday night have a 6-point lead.
Hi, I'm the new 7-Up guy. The old 7-Up guy did such a good job, he got promoted. Before he left, he taught me everything he knew. And the first thing he said to do, get out there and expose yourself to the public. Hey, excuse me! Okay, it's a little embarrassing, but anything for 7-Up. Are you happy? Whoa! I'm making a big impression already.
It's staying focused on the ultimate goal. It's never wavering from a rigorous, time-tested investment strategy. It's knowing a highly disciplined approach can result in a winning performance. The American Century Value Funds. It's what we call American dedication. American Century Investments. Contact us or your investment professional.
Could we cure diseases faster? Would we have even more beautiful art to look at? More inventions to make life easier? Imagine how many more great minds and great achievements there would be if each person on Earth were properly fed. Every day, Cargill works at the complex job of satisfying the world's diverse appetite for food. Cargill, nourishing the potential in each of us.
Michigan on the road off to a good start. 11-5 Boilermakers, 15:44 remaining in the first half.
Tom, this is what Michigan would like to do on a consistent basis, that is today, attack the interior of Purdue. Chris Young was able to lock Allison on the top side. A beautiful feed from Jones. No one going to get that but Young, the easy finish.
Young's having a good senior season. He had 25 points against Duke. Terrific shooting in the early going because both clubs are getting very good looks. Rodney Smith now in for Purdue. Doug Bailey for Michigan. This is Young again with a left hand.
He's victimizing John Allison each time he plays him on top, or should I say Purdue's defense when they play him on top. A moment ago it was Allison. Allison's on the bench right now, but give Young credit. He's locking the defender on the top side and holding that firm position.
This is Kilgore. Tough shot again, and got it to go again. I mean, he is instant offense. Gene Katie said if he ever learns to play defense, look out.
Yeah, but you love a guy who can come off and change the complexion of a game, especially on the offensive end, as Kilgore has done.
Robinson with his first bucket. 13-9 Boilermakers. We've played just over 5 minutes from Ann Arbor.
I see Michigan starting to calm down a little bit. They've been successful their last 3 trips out of their half-court offense.
Rodney Smith double teamed on the baseline. Tough pass. Busher missed the jumper. Queen down with it for the Wolverines. Avery Queen, a 5'7" sophomore spark plug. Tough entry pass handled by Bailey.
Michigan attacking in the post, getting high percentage opportunities. That was a beautiful bounce pass inside. And now you see the problems that Purdue has when the ball goes inside.
Joe Marshall was bumped on the drive. That'll go against Gavin Groniger. That'll be his first.
Here the bounce pass. The defense of Purdue. Rodney Smith gambling, and when he doesn't come away with the steal, there's no one to help him. There's the gamble, unsuccessful. There's the finish. A high percentage opportunity, helping Michigan shoot 71% from the floor right now.
And you talked about it, Ohio State 62% against Purdue in West Lafayette Wednesday night.
They got 17 layups or dumps in that game. Michigan is on a similar pace right now. A concern for Purdue.
This is John Allison against Young on the baseline. This is Kilgore. Again, Kilgore with a miss. Rebound Young. And Michigan has weathered the storm and a chance to tie or take the lead with a triple. Groniger for the lead. And the rebound comes down to Maynard Lewis for the Boilermakers. Had it stripped. Robinson.
It was Purdue that was showing the intensity earlier. It's Michigan now. They've matched it and perhaps have exceeded it.
Game deadlocked at 13. We've played 7 minutes. Joe Marshall with the ball. Purdue a little out of sync offensively right now. Lewis to Rodney Smith. Smith had it poked away. Wolverines the other way. Look at the hustle and the effort. This is the freshman Bailey. Wisely gives it up to Queen.
The fans appreciative of the defense. Guys getting on the floor, giving up their bodies.
And Queen palmed the basketball. Tommy Amaker, what a point guard he was at Duke. His point guard just turned it over.
Here's the steal, the defense. Yes, Tommy Amaker's got to love that because defensively he could certainly lock you up as a collegiate at Duke.
Tommy Amaker was one of the key early recruits for Mike Krzyzewski. People forget when Tommy Amaker went to Duke, Duke wasn't Duke.
He helped make Duke Duke.
Yep. Willie Dean inside to Smith. Allison powers his way in to put Purdue back up by 2.
Nice speed inside, kept it up high for Allison. Allison showing his strength by improving his position after the catch.
This is their super freshman, Dominic Ingerson, with the basketball. He's another electric scorer.
His first field goal in Big Ten play. Did not convert against Penn State the other night.
And Purdue catching Michigan in transition once again. And the foul goes against Gavin Groninger. And for Groninger, that's his second, 4th team. Glad you could join us here today in Ann Arbor with Greg Kelser. I'm Tom Hamilton. We welcome you to Chrysler Arena. Week 1 of the Big Ten campaign. Purdue on top of Michigan most of this first half, but now we're deadlocked at 15. 11:57 left in the half. Rodney Smith at the line as Leon Jones back in for Michigan. Gene Cady was saying yesterday, Rodney Smith not the same player he once was. He's had knee surgery and it has taken its toll. He's lost some of that explosiveness. But Rodney Smith drains both free throws, and Gene Cady's Boilermakers on top early, 17-15, Purdue with the lead.
Hey, get down here fast. They got the silver one. Okay, bye.
Claim your Volkswagen. Now's the perfect time.
As we're making our way up the hill, I can hear gunshots echoing in the distance.
Let's go, soldiers. You will not have a whole lot of time.
Fires, once you have that magazine.
Rocket, contender port is set.
I'm a little bit nervous because I've never done this before.
Left side is ready. Right side is ready. The middle is ready.
It's all about precision and confidence.
Log on. Watch Michelle hit the mark. Only at GoArmy.com.
You forgot the pickles.
Purdue on top, 8 minutes into this one, 17-15 Boilermakers. And time now for a look at the Army of One, brought to you by the United States Army. Doesn't seem like it was that long ago that Michigan was the national champ. 1989, that great semifinal game with Illinois. And then, of course, another thriller against Seton Hall to win the championship. And new Michigan coach Tommy Amaker is trying to build on that tradition. He's got the banners back in place. He said, I want our Michigan players to be proud to wear the uniform and to remember who's worn this uniform before they were here.
Your history is important, and Michigan has had a plethora of fine basketball players in its history.
Bailey, the freshman, just stuck with it and ties it up at 17.
Bailey showing good ball handling.
Oh, what a look from Smith to Allison.
I think the key to success on that play for Purdue was the spacing on the floor. They really stretched Michigan's defense, and Allison with his ball, with his movement without the basketball, able to slice and find the opening on the inside.
Well, we do have two of the three worst defenses in the Big Ten to this point playing today, and we're seeing some of it. There have been some easy looks down low, traveling there on Bailey. So Purdue back with the basketball on top.
Check out number 32, Chuck Bailey, working it, dealing, creating offense for himself, and then going back and getting it. He was the first one to know that that shot was going to be errant and knew where it was going to carry him to.
19-17, Boilermakers with the ball in the lead. 10:40 left first half from Ann Arbor. Purdue in a must-win situation, according to Coach Gene Cady.
Oh, anytime you lose at home, you've got to make it up on the road. And you'd like to do it in your very first opportunity on the road.
Gene Cady said, you know what? My ball club is soft. I don't like the leadership. I don't like the togetherness. And he said, by golly, it's going to change. I don't know that anybody's ever said Gene Cady and the word soft in the same sentence.
Nope.
Oh, what effort by Avery Queen. The little guy with the basketball, I mean, he is a thorn. Ingerson.
Off the feed from LaValle Blanchard, who again collected 5 assists against Penn State. That matched a career high. The guy can certainly pass the basketball.
Another steal. Here's Ingerson. He has the numbers. The freshman giving it up to Blanchard. And he was fouled shooting a 3. Willie Dean with his first. Blanchard will shoot 3.
Michigan defensively has been very good of late. There's Queen saving it. The nice dish, the bounce pass to Ingerson from Blanchard. Michigan making their own breaks right now. Most of it off of good defense.
Boy, we've seen some terrific interior passing here in the first half.
No question with the bounce pass.
Yeah.
A lost art. I love the bounce pass.
Blanchard to shoot 3. Why is that a lost art, Greg?
Well, I think all too many times guys want to make the fancy pass. They want to do something spectacular, get the crowd into it. When a bounce pass is very simple, it's effective, and right now it's paying big dividends for Michigan.
Blanchard, who of course went to high school just across the street at Pioneer High School. Freshman of the year. Last year as a sophomore. Second team All Big Ten. As Robinson back in. And now as a junior, Blanchard an 84% free throw shooter. Tommy Amaker was saying he's not shooting as well as in the past, but we're asking him to do a lot more than he's been asked to do in the past. And that is, as you talked about, Greg, defense, rebound, assists.
And some leadership.
Yep. Michigan with a 1-point lead. 9.5 minutes left in the half. This is Willie Dean hanging and didn't get the roll. Blanchard, another strong rebound for Blanchard. Look at the hustle by Robinson. Ingerson. Another tip by Blanchard. Boy, Blanchard's all over the floor.
Purdue's woes continuing. They can't get a defensive rebound.
Double team. Allison fought through it and scores a big bucket to cut the deficit to 1.
That's a 6'10" big man maneuvering like that in a very small space. Allison going from one side of the basket all the way to the other and keeping his balance.
And on the drive, there was a bump before the shot.
This started off as a bad possession for Michigan. Queen a little out of control. He takes that ill-advised shot, but there's one offensive rebound and a second opportunity for Ingerson. He's off, but look, lurking inside, getting a fingernail on it, but tapping it in nonetheless, LaValle Blanchard.
Well, we're seeing what Coach Tommy Amaker talked about. Blanchard doing a lot of things this year. 6 points today, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, and a number of hustle plays that don't show up in the box score. Robinson drove right by Kilgore, missed the layup, got his own rebound. This is Queen. Got it, a triple.
That's a little better for Avery Queen. That time was able to spot up, take a pretty good percentage shot for himself. Much better than that last attempt where he came down a little bit out of control.
Biggest Michigan lead, but quickly Kilgore counters with a home run. And it's again a 1-point game. 25-24 Michigan, nearing the 8-minute mark.
Kilgore is a JC transfer from Texas. Has great range on that outside shot. Shoots 40% from beyond the arc.
Blanchard the miss, Dean the rebound. Yeah, Kilgore had a great line. He said, I didn't realize I had to play defense when I came here. Kilgore missed the three. Well, he learned in a hurry.
Oh. He must not have read the bio on the guy he'd be playing for. Kidding me?
Tommy Amaker calling a Michigan timeout with 7:49 left in the first half. Wolverines, after a sluggish start, on top 25-24. What's been the difference, Greg?
I think easily Michigan's tenacity on the defensive end has turned up. They're shooting the ball at a very high clip because they're making the extra pass. They're patient on the offensive end. They're working well out of their half-court set. And they're very competitive in this game right now.
Tommy Amaker said, when I came here, the first thing I wanted to do was this club regain respect in the community, at the university, and just be proud to be the kind of person you can be, and then we'll worry about the wins and losses. He said, I'm more concerned about how we act in the classroom, off the court, and how we play the game. And he said the wins will then follow. You build a program with the basics. Michigan is dominating on the boards and now dominating inside with scoring.
And Young playing big. They're happy to get Young opportunities, and they love getting the ball to him when he's close to the basket, where all he has to do pretty much is turn and shoot it. Doesn't have to worry about putting it on the floor.
Willie Dean hanging, drew the foul.
That's a tough shot. Willie Dean trying to work offense for himself. If you're Michigan in a situation like that, he's going to force a shot like that. Hey, make him make it.
Willie Dean, who according to Gene Cady, the sky is the limit for Willie Dean and his potential. Cady said the only thing Willie now has to do is play a little better defense. But in his first 7 games this year, Willie Dean averaged 12 points a game. In his last 7, Willie Dean has averaged 24 points a game. So far this afternoon, Willie Dean with 3 points and his club trailing 27-24. Boy, you don't see him miss free throws very often. And it's Michigan's basketball when we come back. So the Wolverines have certainly changed the momentum in this game. Chris Young and company just out-muscling Purdue inside.
Hey, get down here fast. They got the silver one. Okay, bye.
Claim your Volkswagen. Now's the perfect time.
Hi, I'm the new 7-Up guy. The old 7-Up guy did such a good job, he got promoted. Before he left, he taught me everything he knew. And the first thing he said to do, get out there and expose yourself to the public. Hey, excuse me!
Okay, it's a little embarrassing, but anything for 7-Up.
Are you happy? Whoa!
I'm making a big impression already.
Cooper Tire is proud to be the official tire of the Big Ten Conference. Cooper Tires, drive on.
Mike Gleason back in the Big Ten studios. SEC, Florida, South Carolina. Udonis Haslem eventually gets the jump shots, and the Gators on top 23-19. The Gators dropped their last 3 SEC openers. Let's go back to Ann Arbor.
Thank you very much, Mike. Well, maybe Billy Donovan will take over the football program as well. I think Gatorland is still in shock. Wow, look at that.
Rebounding, huge for Michigan. And 5 offensive rebounds, a big part of their success right now. A huge concern for the Purdue Boilermakers.
Michigan has as many offensive rebounds as Purdue has total rebounds. That's a recipe for disaster if you're Gene Cady. 27-24, Michigan on top, 7:14 to play first half. Avery Queen, the entry to Young, fouled from behind by Allison. And on Allison, his first 15.
See, right now for Allison, you look where Young was when he caught the basketball. He was about 12 feet from the basket. I think in that instance, you play pretty good defense. You stay behind him, stay strong, don't reach, but don't let him back you in. Once you reach, you get yourself out of position, and you run the jeopardy of picking up fouls.
Michigan with very good ball movement here in this first half. Robinson again gets it down low. Young doubled up.
That time he stayed behind him, stayed strong.
Robinson from the wing. Rebound on the offside, and it'll be a pushing foul on Purdue.
You know,
Parkinson.
Purdue scrambling so much on defense. It's very difficult, as I see it right now, for them to get in position to get a firm seal to block out. And that's part of the reason right now why they're having such a tough time getting a defensive rebound.
Second foul on the Purdue point guard. A nice overplay by Busher.
You notice they're fronting in the post a lot. And when you're fronting the post, you're losing your defensive rebounding position right away.
Oh, what a block by Young!
He did it from behind, and he did it without fouling. And I can't tell you how difficult that is, especially when a guy is trying to dunk on you. Here, the drive by Kilgore, the elevation, and he was met at the summit by Young.
Wow. Michigan up 27-24. This is Queen. Queen rolls off. Rebound Busher. Parkinson running the floor for Purdue. The double team, but Parkinson gets it down low. Allison out to Dean. Dean trying to draw the foul, didn't get the call. Ingerson the rebound.
They're having to work too hard for their baskets right now.
Look at that running shot.
That was not a good shot that fell for Ingerson.
Michigan's right now out scrapping Purdue. Robinson. Gene Katie's.
Yeah, and they need a timeout because right now Michigan not only out strapping them, they're out playing them, out hustling them, certainly out defending them.
I'll tell you what, Greg, more noise in this arena than we've heard in a couple of years.
You're right. Here's Ingerson, the young freshman, who's still trying to figure out what's a good shot, what's not a good shot, but that one went for him. And then Bernard Robinson Jr. on the improvisation in the paint area right there that drops for him. Michigan making their breaks, seizing control of this game. Purdue held scoreless now for quite a few minutes.
It's like Robinson took a little shot there into the lip. 31-24 Michigan, 5:20 left first half, as Purdue's gone over 2 minutes without a point.
Hey, you know, Michigan reconfigured this arena. They've got the students down closer to the floor. They're trying to make this a hostile environment like some of the other places in the Big Ten. And you're right. The fans are very noticeable. The noise, much louder. And the players, I got to tell you, they're going to love that.
Oh. There's no reason why this can't be a great building to play in.
Right.
You just need the atmosphere, and it's starting to come.
Michigan in the zone defense right now.
And another turnover on the Boilermakers.
Doesn't matter what defense they're playing.
No.
They're coming up with steals time and again.
8 Purdue turnovers. Robinson, that's a charge. Good call. His first 15.
Here, Bernard Robinson making his move inside. Allison cutting him off brilliantly, taking the brunt of that contact, and the correct call by the official. One of the few poor things that Michigan has done of late.
Turnovers even at 8 apiece. Purdue down 7. They need to get it going again offensively. Willie Dean for 3. Short of that. Rebound to Allison. Boilermakers maintain possession. Dangerous pass pulled down by Smith from the baseline, and he hit the 10-footer.
Lucky bounce there with Smith. He was aware, was able to retrieve the basketball, and once he did, found himself well within his shooting range.
Rodney Smith has 4. Michigan's lead is 5. Rodney Smith with a hold out front. And that's going to put Michigan at the line for the 1-and-1 on the foul on Smith, his first.
Smith has the knee problems, so it's really tough for him to try to guard a guy with the quickness and ball handling ability of LaVell Blanchard out on the floor. That's a tough assignment for him.
Last year, Purdue was on its way to the NCAA tournament, and Smith and Allison both suffered broken feet.
Oh, it undermined their season.
And it ended their season. Yeah. You're right, Greg. But now it's not the foot for Smith. As Gene Cady said, the surgeries of the knees have taken away the quickness, the explosion. He's not the same player, and he has no chance of staying with LaVell Blanchard. And it's now Michigan 33, Purdue 26, with 4 minutes to go. This is Smith out front. Willie Dean to Kilgore. Kilgore against Jones. Traveling.
Either that or an offensive foul. I mean, he stuck his elbow right into the midsection of the defender that time.
Tommy Amaker in his first Big Ten game at Chrysler Arena. His club up 7.
At Advance Auto Parts, we believe in doing it yourself. So we made this commercial ourselves.
We had Florence here check out the prices of our competitors versus ours. Do you have the results? But first, Florence, would you ever lie to millions of Americans who really want to believe that someone on TV is capable of telling the truth?
Never.
Go.
Advance is still the queen of low prices.
Queen, Florence?
As long as I'm here.
Queen's fine.
Have fun at your little card party.
Yeah, have fun at the baby shower, honey.
I forgot the...
Oh, Jack.
Hey, want Vegas fun? Try triple blackjack, new from the Hoosier Lottery. Beat the house and you win. Get the joker and triple your prize, baby.
Look! Booties.
It's big. It's bad. It's bold. It's the all-new Dodge Ram.
Now everyone will see our family crest.
Now get 7-year or 100,000-mile powertrain protection on the all-new 2002 Dodge Ram.
Michigan on top 33-26, and don't forget, we've got halftime coming up with Mike Gleason. It's our American Century halftime show. Scores from around the country and the highlights of all the big games with your host, Mike Gleason. Well, Tommy Amaker's in his first year in Ann Arbor, but he went back to his roots for his coaching staff. A good look there at Tommy Amaker. A key assistant hire was that man in the glasses, Chuck Swenson, who was at Duke under Coach K when Tommy Amaker was a player. And he hired Chuck Swenson, who had been at Penn State.
Chuck knows a little bit about this league. He knows a lot about the road and how tough it can be.
Chuck said it was really difficult to leave Jerry Dunn in Penn State, but he said Tommy Amaker's family.
That's family. Oh, yeah. And I'm sure Jerry Dunn understood.
Tommy Amaker will get this program turned around.
I don't doubt that at all. He's got excellent pedigree. He's going to work at it. He's charismatic. He'll be able to recruit.
Yeah. Well, he has 5 kids signed up for next year. It's considered one of the top 10 recruiting classes in the country. Purdue also has what is considered one of the top 10 recruiting classes in the country coming in. 34-26, Michigan its biggest advantage. 3.5 minutes remaining here in the half. Solid first half again for number 30, Lavelle Blanchard. And that's nothing new.
Purdue could use a spurt.
A big one.
And they're capable. They came up with several in the Ohio State game.
They look so good here at the outset, Greg. They look like they might blow this thing wide open early. But they're out of sync right now.
They really are. In the half court, they're just having a tough time. They're trying too much to create their own offense. They're not helping each other. Their assists are down. And as a result, their shooting percentage is starting to plummet.
I'll tell you what, though. You want to be a cameraman? Don't forget about it's physical down there, guys. Good shot. Lewis missing. Queen the rebound. This is Blanchard. Oh, the left hand followed by Robinson. I mean, they are dominating the boards. That is 7 offensive rebounds for Michigan. Nice move inside by Willie Dean.
Dean may have to do more of that, but he's got to do it under control. And he's got to try not to force shots. If he's defended, then find a teammate. Much like Blanchard does.
Oh, what a block. Jump ball possession arrow favors Michigan.
Michigan ball on the alternative possession. And for Michigan, number 32, John Allen.
John Allison with a solid block.
Right now, the offensive rebound, a huge part of Michigan's attack. In fact, maybe their best play. Just toss it up there and somebody go get it. That time it was Bernard Robinson Jr.
Oh, my. Didn't finish, but it was pretty. Freshman Matt Carroll with a rebound for Purdue. Purdue down 37-28. Willie Dean just trying to take it into his own hands.
But if he can draw 2 or 3 defenders, somebody's got to be open. He's got to be willing to give it up.
This is Dean. Offensive foul.
He's out of control right now. He's not helping his team. And his teammates can't afford to stand around and watch him. Everybody's got to get into this if Purdue is going to make a comeback.
Gene Katie was saying, boy, we'll look so good in practice, but it doesn't carry over to the game. And he said, something is missing from this club.
Well, it won't be hard to guess what Gene Katie's topic of conversation will be in the halftime locker room. Guys, we got to rebound, and we've also got to protect our interior better. Michigan getting the ball inside the paint at will.
And as you mentioned, Greg, rebounding will be the topic. You saw the numbers there. Purdue almost being out-rebounded by a 2-1 margin. This is Young. Kick out to Robinson. Michigan up 9, 1:45 to play. The Wolverines trying to go 2-0 in the Big Ten. In a year that's a year of transition. Robinson with a miss. Strong rebound that time by Allison.
That time, all of Purdue's players blocked out. I mean, you looked inside, you saw nothing but black jerseys. They got to do that every time.
Hanging and missing was Kilgore, but the follow by the freshman Matt Carroll. Gene Katie's speech may have started 2 minutes ago on the bench.
Well, a mini run. They're down just by 7 points right now. Would love to get it a little lower if you're Purdue.
Ingerson missed the 3. Rebound Kilgore. And all of a sudden, Purdue climbing back into it. Down 7, just under a minute to play. This is Joe Marshall out front. Marshall creating, leaving it for Carroll. Missed it badly.
Oh, he pinched it. I mean, really short-armed it. You could see Carroll was not comfortable with that shot.
Well, Gene Katie told Matt Carroll, the only way you play this year is if you play defense, rebounds, set screens. He didn't say anything about shooting.
But Carroll's got an excuse.
Leon Jones back in for the Wolverines. 32 seconds left, so shot clock is off. Purdue with the basketball. Michigan with the lead, 37-30. All of a sudden, Purdue has 5 straight rebounds, 3 of them on the offensive end. Kilgore out front against Robinson. Lewis rimmed off, rebound Allison. Turn around, high off the glass, rebound Bailey with 10 seconds to go.
Purdue took those shots far too early. You're going to give Michigan a chance to increase their lead here.
Look at Queen. Well, you could fry an egg on the forehead of Gene Katie over the last 20 seconds of the first half. The Michigan Wolverines looking like a completely different ball club than what we saw from a year ago. When we come back, we'll take you to the Big Ten studios with Mike Gleason.
Thanks a lot, Tom. Michigan trying to climb a game over the 500 mark as Tommy Amaker wraps up his first week coaching in the Big Ten. When we come back, we'll get you up to speed on some of the other early games from around the United States. The American Century Halftime Report is coming up next.
The 3-pint breakup. So you finally dumped him.
Every time you use your Discover card, Discover will make a donation to America's relief efforts until we reach our goal of $5 million. Just by doing what you do every day, you can help the victims and families of September 11th. To find out more, call 1-800-DISCOVER or go to discovercard.com.
Cargill believes every person on this planet, big or small, is filled with potential. Every mind, whether it exists in wealth or poverty, has the ability to think great thoughts. Every idea is full of possibilities. To feed this potential, Cargill works each day at the complex job of satisfying the world's diverse appetite for food. Cargill, nourishing the potential in each of us.
Welcome to the American Century Halftime Report. American Century managing money for individuals and institutions for over 40 years. Michigan and Purdue at the half in Chrysler Arena. The Wolverines up by 9, 39-30. In the SEC, the Florida Gators open their conference season at home for the first time in 3 years today. A victory for Billy Donovan's club, and they'll be riding a school record 11-game winning streak. South Carolina providing the opposition in this one. We'll pick it up. And Billy Donovan, number 2 in the country, their highest ranking ever. Udonis Haslem getting it done all over the court. It's 21-15. Now on the defensive end, Haslem with the rejection, and then Teddy Dupay drifting down the lane. Well, Teddy Dupay used to do that. Let's make it Brett Nelson. Brett Nelson filling the shoes of Teddy Dupay. Anyway, it's 31-24 at halftime. Now, the Gators have dropped their opener the last 3 seasons. Last year, they lost to South Carolina by 1 point. To Atlanta for some ACC action, Clemson and Georgia Tech. Tony Stockman, second to Chris Duhon for Freshman of the Year last year, knocks down the 3-ball. Now it's Tony Akins, drives in for the layup. He scores 3-point lead for Georgia Tech. Close game. Edward Scott, bang, at the buzzer. It's a 3-ball, 37-34. Tigers on top at halftime. And that's where they stand. Clemson off to a 9-4 start before losing to Yale on Wednesday night. A win today, and the Tigers would snap a 5-game skid in the ACC dating back to last year. And in the A-10, Xavier and Dayton, it's 25-22. Xavier on top. The Flyers have won 5 straight. Last week, they held Miami of Ohio to 13% shooting. Redhawks only scored 23 points in that ball game. Both Dayton and Xavier are 8-3 on the year. Purdue and Michigan at the half in Chrysler Arena. And the American Century Halftime Report continues after this.
Okay, now, which one is better? 1 or 2?
That would be 2.
Okay, now, better 1 or 2?
Can I see that one again?
Better 1 or 2?
That would definitely be 2.
For the same name brand contact lenses your doctor prescribed, delivered to your door for less, call Lens Express. Lens Express saves you up to 50% off the retail price of your contacts, delivered to you with our money-back satisfaction guarantee. Call right now and get free shipping on your first order if you're a new customer. Remember, for the same name brand contacts your doctor prescribed, delivered to your door for less, call Lens Express. Call right now. See a better way. Call Lens Express.
What if there were a place where people still believe they can change the world? Where creativity guides technology, and where ideas are created and challenged every single day. What if there were a place where finding the answers is just the beginning? That place is Purdue. It's here.
By expecting a lot from us, we could accomplish things. He didn't have any limitations on us.
He's not the only person in the room teaching. He's always willing to learn.
Challenged me to think, helped to focus my dreams.
They're always willing to help you. He's willing to put in the time. Yeah, I definitely look up to him.
Who could tell me what builds strong bones? Anybody know that one? Milk, milk. What goes with pie? Milk, milk. What goes with beans?
I'm in. I don't want to hear.
Should have had your mouth.
Get out.
And Q.
Q? Close?
What about a K?
No, G.
What about an X?
X. Seriously.
I'll have a root beer.
You'll have a milk. Say it with me.
G.
Want strong bones? Calcium may help prevent osteoporosis.
Bingo.
Welcome back to the American Century Halftime Reports. American Century, managing money for individuals and institutions for over 40 years. Well, Michigan and Purdue at the half. Tommy Amaker picked up his first Big Ten win on Wednesday night when his Wolverines knocked off Penn State. Now, if Purdue should lose, they'll go to 0-2 in the Big Ten with Illinois sitting on deck. Right now, we pause. We'll be back with more halftime festivities. But first, this word from the Big Ten and the University of Michigan.
Do you know the difference between a restaurant and a workaround? A workaround is a place where you work your way through the line, work to see the menu, work to carry your tray and fill your drink, work to balance your tray and drink when you get your condiments.
But her biggest kick was a chance to play at Michigan.
It was the best combination of schooling and athletics. I wanted a very competitive program, and at the same time I wanted competitive schooling.
She paints a pretty clear picture of her love of Michigan. And speaking of pictures, say hello to the other side of Carly Williamson. She's as potent with a brush as she is with her foot. Carly is majoring in graphic design, and the patience needed in art goes hand in hand with the patience required in soccer.
The soccer was more of a long-term process where it happened over many years, getting to a certain level. Whereas with design, it's more of short term. That you might have to spend 10, 15 hours on one project.
Carly will spend hours during a week honing her hobby and career ambition. Her artwork is an expression of her bright, outgoing personality.
Is art an obsession or a hobby?
Ooh, good question.
Do you know the difference between a restaurant and a workaround?
Either of those two. It started off as a hobby, and it's more of a lifestyle. You sort of have an innate sense of, when you pick up a pencil or, just doodling, you kind of have it's just something I love doing, but it's definitely something that you pick up different processes and techniques along the way.
Don't think for a minute Carly is spending more time in front of the easel than she is in front of her goalkeeper. A three-time Parade All-American soccer star in high school, Williamson is continuing her legacy in Ann Arbor as a midfielder and defender for the Wolverines. And both her pastimes provide a similar release.
The best part is when you're sitting there painting and you kind of lose a sense of time and you're just so engaged with what you're doing. So I guess it's the same thing with soccer. You know, you lose the sense of, well, with art you lose kind of the sense of everything around you, and you're just kind of zoning in on one thing, so it's very relaxing.
Time now for our look at nourishing potential, brought to you by Cargill. Purdue's Willie Dean, the former Boston College transfer, leads the Boilermakers with more than 17 points a game, a high of 31 against Southwest Missouri State. This afternoon, Dean is shooting for his 10th straight outing in double figures. Cargill, because the better we're fed, the more we hunger to achieve. And the Michigan Wolverines hunger to achieve a victory. They're 20 minutes away, up by 9 on Purdue. We're back with more after this.
Do you know the difference between a restaurant and a workaround? A workaround is a place where you work your way through the line, work to see the menu, work to carry your tray and fill your drink, work to balance your tray and drink when you get your condiments, work to find a place to sit, and then work to clean your own table. Thank you so much. At Steak and Shake, we're a restaurant. You sit while I do the work.
Steak and Shake, famous for steak burgers.
No escapes. That's what we got with Balance Pro corn herbicide.
My proof? The weeds just don't break through with Balance Pro.
All season I saw Tree Charge working on the weeds from the road.
My proof is my unused post-grass herbicide because Balance Pro replaced it.
My proof? Grass is used to control this field. Now I do.
That's my proof.
My proof.
The power of recharge is why Balance Pro is America's fastest growing pre-herbicide. Need more proof? Visit balanceproof.com.
There are 2 teams going out on the field today, and only one will come back a winner. We're at the 17th hole. Here's the putt. Go out there and do your best. Yes! And this is a Cinderella story.
Sports can teach her how to dream.
I love you guys.
You can help her dream big.
Woo-hoo! Oh, yeah! They're killing me.
This is Bill. Bill is installing a new belt on his car. The belt he purchased isn't exactly right, but it seemed like a bargain, and Bill's determined to get it on there. That one might be a little tight, Bill. Here's the deal. At Napa, we not only carry the right part, we've got the know-how to make sure that's what you leave the store with.
Welcome back to the American Century Halftime Report. American Century serving individuals and institutions for more than 40 years. Time now for We Know You, brought to you by Citgo, proud to support today's athletes. Glenn Rice moved down from Flint, Michigan, down to Ann Arbor. He became Michigan's all-time leading scorer with 2,442 points. In 1989, Rice was named All-American and the NCAA Tournament MVP while leading the Maize and Blue to the 1989 National Championship. Let's go to the Big East. Seton Hall, Virginia Tech. Darius Lane with the hot hand early. That's his 4th 3-ball. But Brian Chase says, hey, I can do that. He steps outside of the launching pad. Virginia Tech down 4, but too much. Darius Lane. Bam, another 3, his 5th of the game, still in the first half. 5 of 9 from three-point territory in the first half. 47-36 just underway. The Pirates' Andre Barrett, well, he's averaged 20 or more in 5 of his last 7 games, with Seton Hall on top 47-36. Purdue and Michigan are at the break, and we're going to send you back to Ann Arbor and Chrysler Arena for the second half of today's game. Michigan on top 39-30. Enjoy the second half.
Forgot the pickles.
It's big. It's bad. It's bold. It's the all-new Dodge Ram.
Now everyone will see our family crest.
Now get 7-year or 100,000-mile powertrain protection on the all-new 2002 Dodge Ram.
This is our family business. Every day, the whole thing comes to life all over again. We have to make sure that everything runs just right. We also have to watch costs. So being part of our electric co-op works for us, helps us get things done. It gives us more than electricity. It gives us power.
And we shine as one.
Being part of a team makes a big difference for these girls. Thing is, when the going gets tough, the tough go. When I look in their eyes, I can see how much they look up to me. It's a lonely job. Every one of these girls has a dream. It's my job to help them dream big.
ATA's Winter Wonder Sale. Great low fares to the places you want to go. There's no better time than right now to make your winter and spring travel plans with low sale fares to your favorite destinations. You can't afford to miss this sale. Save even more when you book online at ATA.com. Better hurry. The sale ends January 14th, 2002. Call 1-800-I-FLY-ATA or book online at ATA.com today.
Welcome back to Chrysler Arena in Ann Arbor. Halftime, 39-30, Michigan on top. And along with Greg Kelser, I'm Tom Hamilton, and it's time now to take a look at what happened in the first half. The first half highlights are brought to you by Volkswagen.
Well, in that first half, Michigan, it took them a little time to get really involved as far as the intensity level, but when they did, they were able to make steals, get opportunities on the break. Here, Blanchard rebounding, Queen on the push. He'll take what might be described as an ill-advised shot right there, but Michigan has been steady on the offensive glass. There's a second opportunity, the miss there, and finally the tap by Blanchard. And now Young, perhaps the defensive play of the first half on the block. And there's the freshman Ingerson on the runner.
A look at the numbers from the first half. Michigan, again, shooting lights out. This has happened now 2 games in a row to Purdue. And rebounding evened up a little bit in the final minutes. So we're ready to go for the second half. Purdue with the basketball, down 9. From the wing, the shot missed by Kilgore.
You know, if you're Purdue and you're not going to hit the offensive glass, then you really better make sure you get a quality shot. Maybe your only shot.
This is Leon Jones, lost the handle. So kind of a sloppy start here to the second half. Purdue's basketball, Michigan up 39-30. Gene Katie called this the biggest game of the year, a must-win. Only one other time in his career, Purdue, and the Boilermakers been 0-2 in Big Ten play.
That team finished 13-5 in the conference. I don't know that this team has the firepower or the wherewithal to accomplish that. This is a huge game for them.
Dean on the drive. Allison with a rebound. And there is a rare second chance opportunity for Purdue.
Allison went and got that for himself off the offensive glass, but you know what? He needs to work a little harder to get the ball and then demand the ball inside because he's formidable. He can get it done, but he needs the basketball. Only got 2 shot attempts against Ohio State.
And he's a senior. This is Young, a senior. Throw right by Allison. Chris Young's really having a solid season. 8 points today. 3 rebounds. This is Allison. Kicks it out to Parkinson. Parkinson very rarely shoots. Not even 3 shot attempts a game for the Purdue point guard. So you can pretty much play off him. And we have a whistle inside. Somebody get called. I think Lavelle Blanchard got whistled for his first. Gavin Graniger in for Tommy Amaker's Wolverines. As the entry to Allison. Allison against Young. This is Dean on the wing using the screen. Looking for Allison. Skip pass to Kilgore. Busher recovers. Allison free for the layup.
If you're patient, and 35 seconds on the shot clock is really a lot of time to get whatever you want if you handle the basketball well. But that time, Purdue showed the patience and got it inside to get the shot.
And Blanchard starting to heat up. He's struggled with his shot all year, shooting just 39%. And a driving layup by Dean.
Overplay on the wing by Michigan, the back cut, the solid pass inside, and Dean gets an easy opportunity. Maybe that can elevate his confidence because he hasn't had very many easy shots in this game.
Graniger had it blocked by Dean. Ahead to Dean. And Purdue has climbed back to within 6 at 44-38.
And guess what? Doing it off their defense. When you can turn defense into quick running opportunities, then you're certainly going to enhance your chances of winning a basketball game.
Another turnover. This is Dean. The pull-up jumper with nobody underneath. Robinson, no look pass. Graniger fouled by Parkinson, the third on Parkinson.
Gene Katie's having a fit over there, and I'm just wondering, is he angry because of the shot selection by Dean? Dean, of course, blocked that shot, and that led to a run out. This was his second consecutive field goal at the time, but then after that, he came down and took that early jump shot in transition, and that's the best way to short-circuit your momentum.
Yep.
Michigan comes right back the other end. They get a foul and get on the free throw line.
Smith in for Purdue. Allison is out, and Avery Queen back in for Gottfriedson for Michigan. This is Indiana native Gavin Graniger. He was the first Indiana native to head north to Michigan in 20 years. Graniger doesn't get many free throw attempts. He's really a spot-up shooter, and a good one. 46-38, Michigan up. We've played 3.5 minutes here in the second half. Dean finds Smith at the high post. 15 on the shot clock. This is Dean. Smith passed up the 3. Entry pass instead. Kilgore had it blocked by Robinson. It still belongs to Purdue, but 7 seconds on the shot clock.
You know, you brought up a good point a moment ago about Austin Parkinson. He's not an offensive threat out on the floor, so really Michigan just guarding 4 Boilermakers with 5 people.
This is Dean. He's got to hurry. Beating the clock. Didn't score. Robinson had it. Queen ahead to Graniger. One man to beat. And blocked, but a goaltend on Willie Dean. And we've got a timeout. We've played just over 4 minutes here in the second half. And Michigan has again regained momentum. Wolverines with a 48-38 lead, as Graniger on this bust out once again catches Purdue in transition.
At Advance Auto Parts, we believe in doing it yourself. So we made this commercial ourselves.
We had Florence here check out the prices of our competitors versus ours. Do you have the results? But first, Florence, would you ever lie to millions of Americans who really want to believe that someone on TV is capable of telling the truth?
Never.
Go.
Advance is still the queen of low prices.
Queen, Florence?
As long as I'm here.
Queen's fine.
There's only one place where the rules and responsibilities of life don't exist. Where you can leave reality behind. And it can happen today. Las Vegas. Freedom to get away from it all.
Michigan's opened up a 10-point lead, and now let's take a moment to thank our Big Ten corporate partners. Cooper Tire, proud to be the official tire of the Big Ten Conference. Cooper Tires, drive on. WorldSpan, official travel distribution and technology provider of the Big Ten Conference. And Scudder Investments, translating opportunity. Purdue, let's see if they can get it back together after that timeout.
Parkinson's value to the Boilermakers, he takes care of the basketball. He gets 5.5 assists a game. But right now, they need some scoring from that spot.
He'll go in the miss, but Rodney Smith with a putback.
Or should I say, Purdue could certainly use a scoring threat. He's got to be a threat to score.
Michigan's lead is 8. Michigan's led by as many as 11. Purdue's led by as many as 7. Double team, Young tied up, possession arrow favors the Wolverines.
Now in the preseason, that would have been a jump ball, right? There was some experiment with the jump ball, getting rid of the possession arrow, which I like.
Yeah.
I've never been a fan of the possession arrow.
To me, the defense should be rewarded.
Sure. I mean, more than just having an arrow point in your direction on the next, that means you got to do it twice.
This is Young. Rebound Allison. So far, though, nobody from the Rules Committee has given me a holler. How about you?
Obviously, they don't care what I think. I've been screaming that out for 10 years.
8-point Michigan lead. Purdue with the ball. 5 minutes into the second half. Dean's in trouble. Allison back to Smith. Well, nothing's come easy for the Boilermakers offensively today. But Smith, that looked like the old Rodney.
Well, he was under control. He went inside with the dribble. No threat of running anybody over, picking up an offensive charge. With that, Purdue back to within 6 has been a long time since it's been that close.
Robinson counters.
Michigan always has an answer, though.
50-42. Robinson now with 10. Blanchard with 13 to lead Michigan. This is Smith. Driving is Maynard Lewis.
Smith again under control. Once he corralled the basketball, he got inside. Man, when you get penetration into the paint, you're going to force the defense to have to react. If they collapse, somebody's going to be open.
Well, it didn't take long for Tommy Amaker to call a timeout. He's not pleased with the defensive effort. His club up 6.
Every car has its moment. This one has thousands per second. The new BMW 3 Series.
Test drive the ultimate driving machine at your local BMW center.
As we're making our way up the hill, I can hear gunshots echoing in the distance.
Let's go, soldiers. You will not have a whole lot of time.
Fires once you have that magazine.
Lock it. Contender port is set 3.
I'm a little bit nervous because I've never done this before.
Left side is ready. Right side is ready. The middle is ready.
It's all about precision and confidence.
Log on. Watch Michelle hit the mark. Only at GoArmy.com.
Every time you use your Discover card, Discover will make a donation to America's relief efforts until we reach our goal of $5 million. Just by doing what you do every day, you can help the victims and families of September 11th. To find out more, call 1-800-DISCOVER or go to discovercard.com.
Michigan with a 50-44 advantage, and once again we'd like to take a minute to thank one of our corporate partners, and we thank the good folks at 7-Up, and your local 7-Up bottler. Make 7-Up yours. Tommy Amaker, 4 years at Seton Hall, 9 years an assistant under Mike Krzyzewski, and Tommy Amaker rebuilding this program and has his Wolverines up 6, trying to go 2-0 in the Big Ten, and that would be something I don't think anybody in Ann Arbor expected.
Well, getting that first win on the road at Purdue was key.
Yep.
You know, excuse me, at Penn State.
13 on the shot clock. Avery Queen trying to get something going now. Purdue trying to dig in defensively. 7 on the clock. Queen the entry to Young. He's doubled up and he traveled. Good defensive stand by the Boilermakers, and you see some emotion there by the Boilermakers bumping chests. That's something Gene Cady said, we're missing that, Greg. We're missing that togetherness, that let's have fun.
Fun's the key word. That's what it's supposed to be. Of course it's work. Fun comes with winning, and right now Purdue doing things conducive to winning. Solid defense a moment ago. They got a chance to cut the board.
Offensive foul on Joe Marshall. And every time the Boilermakers seem to be getting it going again, they stub their toe. We welcome you today to Ann Arbor with Greg Kelser. I'm Tom Hamilton from Chrysler Arena. The Purdue Boilermakers and Michigan Wolverines. And with 13:21 remaining, Michigan with the ball and a 6-point lead at 50-44. Purdue's won the last 3 encounters between these two clubs. This is the freshman Bailey giving it off to Queen. Purdue seems to be much more aggressive. Turnaround by Robinson, not there. Marshall the other way. Boilermakers down 6 and with the ball.
Keep in mind, Lavelle Blanchard's on the bench right now, and you can tell because Michigan's offense isn't quite as fluid.
Smith. Recovered by Marshall. This is Allison. Kick out to Maynard Lewis. Willie Dean, entry to Smith over Young. Boy, Rodney Smith is playing big right now off the bench.
He may not be what he used to be, but you can certainly see the remnants.
Yeah.
He is carrying Purdue right now on the offensive end of the floor.
He really is. This is Young, double team. 4-point game. Young, he just wouldn't be denied.
Solid move by the senior. He wanted that one.
On the other end, Dean quickly knifed into the lane and drew the foul. It'll be on Avery Queen, and that'll be his second.
Here's Young. He gets 2 dribbles in the paint, and I'm going to tell you, anytime a guy can post up and get 2 dribbles, he is going to hurt you. And he's usually going to have something at point-blank range because he was pretty close when he caught it in the paint and in the post area.
And a whistle. What's the call? Somebody had a moving screen for Purdue. Rodney Smith got nailed. That's his third. So Chris Young becomes the 3rd Wolverine in double figures, and Michigan up 6.
At Advance, we believe in doing it yourself. So we made this commercial ourselves.
Hey, Charles, what are you doing?
Just getting ready to install a new battery out there for a customer.
I see. Pretty cool outfit. Wow, well, where'd you get those awesome goggles, battery guy?
Funny.
Battery guy walks the earth, searching for battery. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you, Battery Guy. Bow before him.
Ow! Have fun at your little card party.
Yeah, have fun at the baby shower, honey.
I forgot the...
Oh, Jack.
Hey, want Vegas fun? Try triple blackjack, new from the Hoosier Lottery. Beat the house and you win. Get the joker and triple your prize, baby.
Look! Booties!
Balance Pro gives me 1-pass weed control and my best yields. This is my proof.
It's as close to a perfect one-pass program as you can find. It recharges, keeps my fields clean all season long. That's my proof.
This is my proof that Balance Pro is the best one-pass performance out there. My one-pass users have increased 30%. This is my proof.
My proof.
My proof.
Balance Pro pre-herbicide gets your weeds. Then the power of recharge gets them again. Want proof? Balanceproof.com.
Michigan on top 52-46 with 11:56 to play. You see the back of Tommy Amaker, and Tommy has 5 things that are up on the walls in the locker room, and 5 things that he has preached from day one. That is, be passionate, be prepared, be honest, have fun, and be Michigan. And he's been drilling that into this club since day one, and you're starting to see the results. They look so much more organized and so much better than a year ago.
And don't underestimate the value of that road win. Just one single win can elevate your confidence in ways, you know, that you just wouldn't imagine.
And Purdue forces the turnover. Lewis, what was that?
You know, you're right. Each time Purdue seemingly has a surge or a chance, I'm feeling you, Coach.
Oh, what a look from Gene Katie. His club is finally starting to hit the glass. But, oh, there's another breakaway. This time Lewis better finish it. He does.
Hey, Michigan's giving Purdue chances. Just poor ball handling right there. And an easy run out for the Boilermakers. This is a game.
Well, Purdue won't go quietly, you know that. Avery Queen for 3, and that was a big home run right there.
The Avery Queen left unguarded.
And he's a 40% three-point shooter. So it's not like they don't expect him to make that shot. 55-48 Michigan. 10:35 to play.
Well, you know, Purdue's been scrambling defensively, trying to get back into this thing. And when you scramble, sometimes you're going to leave somebody open. And that sometimes somebody will oftentimes be a guy that can hit the shot that'll hurt you. Here, 2 defenders on Bernard Robinson Jr. The rotation slow in coming. Queen gets a chance to size it up, feel confident about it, and he drained it.
Avery Queen doesn't start at point, but plays more minutes than does the starter Gottfriedson. This is Marshall. Dean for 3. Oh, my.
Well, maybe it's Dean time. Maybe it's time for him to step up because he hasn't had quite the game that he's capable of. And he's the guy that Purdue is going to look to if they're to cash this thing in.
Dean has a dozen. He had 27 against Ohio State.
And as you indicated earlier, over his last 7, averaging 24. So he's only halfway to what he's been doing of late.
When you can see why they need it. Really, Purdue doesn't have a lot of options offensively.
No, they don't. You're right.
Broniger is back in. Michigan with the ball, leading 55-51, halfway through the second half. But this is far from over. Purdue has clawed its way back into this one. Robinson, another sweet move.
Robinson's a slasher. He's going to find ways to cut into that lane, look for openings. That time caught it and made a swift move to the basket.
Smith double team, gave it up to Allison, fouled by Robinson. That'll be the second on Robinson, the 4th on Michigan.
There's the cut. The left-hand finish by Bernard Robinson Jr., second leading scorer on this team.
He's only a sophomore, and as a freshman was the most valuable player on this team, which tells you what his teammates thought about him. John Allison at the line, a 70% free throw shooter. He'll get a pair.
You know, when Coach Katie talked about the need for leadership on this squad, he was talking about senior leadership. And a lot of the players said, hey, you know, we really haven't had many people of that ilk. They point to Brian Cardinal, who's playing with the Detroit Pistons right now, as perhaps the last guy who you could say was a true leader. And even he led more by example than by voice.
Tell you what, though, if you couldn't follow the lead of the way Bryant Cardinal played, then you weren't very observant. A steal by Dean. And Purdue has cut the deficit to 3.
True carelessness by Michigan. Time and again, just erratic passes, not concentrating, and Purdue opportunistic, making them pay on the defensive end.
57-54 Michigan as we near the 9-minute mark. This is Blanchard. Tough shot. He may have forced that. Lewis the rebound for the Boilermakers, who are down 3 after trailing by as many as 11. This is much more like a Gene Katie Purdue comeback. There seems to be a little energy now in this Purdue club that may have been missing. Dean with 10 on the shot clock. That's all Willie Dean. Didn't get the bounce.
And that's the problem. It was all Willie Dean and no one else able to help him out. He ended up forcing a shot.
And at the other end, an easy deuce for Chris Young.
Michigan's getting those opportunities when they take care of the basketball.
Yeah. And now Gene Katie calls a timeout as Tommy Amaker's Wolverines, in a game of spurts, are back up 59-54.
Just the telegraph pass that Dean easily picked off and raced to the other end of the floor. But when Michigan does handle the basketball, it's opportunities like this that they have received over and over again. The bounce pass inside to Young that only he's going to get, and the turn and execute finish.
Well, and again, Michigan shooting over 50% today. Ohio State shot 62% against Purdue.
Way over 50% Michigan.
Yep. And Gene Katie's club now 57% Michigan shooting, as you see the numbers.
But Purdue, it was 43%, 44% at halftime.
Yeah.
So they've worked theirs up by taking better shots in the second half. The thing they've got to do if they want to close this out, though, is continue to shoot high percentage shots. You don't want to get into that force mode. Michigan zone defense now.
In the corner, Marshall. Looked like he was fouled. Rebound, Busher. Marshall, tough fadeaway.
He faded needlessly. Marshall's not having the shooting game, though, that he would have wanted.
He takes another one of those, and he'll become an assistant coach real quick.
A cheerleader.
20 on the shot clock. Purdue down 5, 7:35 to play.
Michigan zone effective, keeping Purdue out of the paint area.
Marshall with a fake. Another tough shot. Look at Lewis follow. Well, Purdue finally cashes in.
But one thing that hurt Michigan out of that zone was rebounding.
Yeah.
Purdue able to come up with second and third opportunities there as a result.
3-point Michigan lead. Open is Blanchard. Nobody picked him up. And we have a timeout. What's this all about? Tom Clark, the official, sending Bernard Robinson Jr. out. Oh, he may be bleeding. That may be, yep.
Well, he is bleeding from the mouth. He has been bleeding from the mouth for quite some while.
That's why we had the stoppage of play. So we've got a timeout. Heck of a finish should be coming our way with 7:04 to play. Purdue is strapped back to within 6.
It's staying focused on the ultimate goal. It's never wavering from a rigorous, time-tested investment strategy. It's knowing a highly disciplined approach can result in a winning performance. The American Century Value Funds. It's what we call American dedication. American Century Investments. Contact us or your investment professional.
Certified pre-owned BMW. Getting one couldn't be easier. Take one for a test drive today. BMW, the ultimate driving machine.
The over 3,300 choice hotels in the U.S. and the Caribbean just want to thank everyone for traveling again and getting back to experiencing the power of being there.
Michigan up 6 as you look at Gene Cady, 502 career victories, 6 times the National Coach of the Year, 6 Big Ten championships. Greg, you were playing when he first started at Purdue. There's not a better competitor than that man.
I don't know of any. You know, he and my former coach at Michigan State, Judd Heathcote, we talked about him before the game. Not only cut from the same cloth, but the same dollar. There's so much alike. Very demanding, but they'll make you a better ball player if you're willing to cooperate.
And if you're a parent and you send your kid to Purdue, you know Gene Cady's going to make sure they get their degree.
That's really what it's all about.
It's supposed to be, right?
Yeah. Michigan staying in that zone defense.
Inside Marshall. Well, what's that, 3 seconds?
No, it's 5 seconds, really. They'll call it 3.
Boy, out of the timeout, you don't even get a shot off. And Gene Cady has seen his club all day long kind of fight an uphill battle, and after that great start when they led by 7, they've just been trying to play catch up the rest of the day. This is Blanchard. Michigan with 3 players in double figures. Young down low, almost stripped out of bounds. It belongs to Michigan. Avery Queen will be the trigger man. This is Leon Jones. To Young. Young. Boy, that was too easy.
You know, Young is doing such a good job of posting and locking his defender, and his teammates are doing an even better job of feeding him the basketball. The bounce pass, once again, very effective, so that when he catches it, not a lot that's necessary for him to do, but go to the basket.
Allison with a shove. Even with a double team, Chris Young has scored 14.
Look, he locks Allison on the top side. Beautiful bounce pass in there from Groninger. And then the easy finish for Young, who is having a very good game here at home.
Chris Young's one of those seniors you talk about. You need them to win in the Big Ten.
No question about it. He's answering the call today.
Yeah. Michigan up 8, 64-56, 5.5 to play. This is Leon Jones into the corner to Groninger,
who got fouled. It wasn't called, but he had the constitution to stay with the shot and drain it.
Kilgore too quick. Jones the rebound. Queen to Groninger. A save by Blanchard, but he was out of bounds.
Yeah, that would have been a huge salvo there if Groninger had been able to knock that thing down. That would have put it back into double digits. The deficit, it would have been mentally demoralizing for Purdue. Here they've got a chance and plenty of time on the clock.
Michigan has equaled their biggest lead. It's 11 now with 5 minutes to go. 67-56 Wolverines. Kilgore's not bashful. He follows it. This is Dean slicing, arcing, air ball. Allison was bumped underneath. It'll be Leon Jones getting whistled for his second. And it's the 15th. 4:48 to go. Michigan trying to assert itself. Up 11. the 14th shot Kilgore's taken. He's only made 5. He has 12.
I might ask him to keep shooting it. Hopefully he can get hot. But if Purdue is going to get back in contention to win this game, obviously they're going to have to do it on this end of the floor now. They're going to have to seal their interior, can't allow Young to continue doing what he's doing, and horse their defensive glass.
First foul on Kilgore, 6th on the Boilermakers. Blanchard against Smith. Blanchard a little quicker. Boy, he is smooth. 18 points for Blanchard. 69-59 Michigan.
He's been very efficient too. He's only taken 8 shots in this game. He's gotten to the free throw line.
Some years you'd see Blanchard try to force things. He's very much under control today. Parkinson, a rare shot.
And it shows.
Allison with a rebound. Jump ball, possession arrow favors Purdue. That shot by Parkinson was his first of the day, and he looked like it was a hand grenade he was trying to get rid of. The fans at Chrysler Arena enjoying Blanchard and the Wolverines show today.
Every car has its moment. This one has thousands per second. The new BMW 3 Series.
Test drive the ultimate driving machine at your local BMW center.
We don't doubt the billions. It's the served part we have trouble with. It's real.
Steak and Shake, famous for steak burgers. In 1923, homes in this neighborhood sold for around $10,000. Today they sell for $300,000 plus. Nice neighborhood. Call 1-800-337-4141 for a free copy of Brick, your personal guide to smart home buying. Why would you choose anything other than the lasting beauty of brick?
With a 10-point lead, 3:47 remaining as we take a look at the BMW ultimate drive of the game, a drive that we've seen all day long by Chris Young.
No, you're right, all day Young. This has been a repeating theme, much to the chagrin, I'm sure, of Gene Katie. Young having a heck of a game.
Our BMW ultimate drive of the game, Chris Young has driven home 14 points. Michigan shooting 60% from the field. Ohio State shot 62% against Purdue in Mackey Arena Wednesday night. Purdue desperate for a hoop. Kilgore for 3. Oh, what a big 3 that was.
Keep feeding him because he's capable, streaky, and if he can get on a streak, who knows?
7-point game. Blanchard with a pump fake. The drive. The shot is short. Rebound Parkinson. Boilermakers the other way with 3:20 to play. Kilgore for 3. Again.
Keep feeding him. He can get on a tear.
Demetrius Kilgore, the junior college All-American, a 40% three-point shooter this season, has hit 2 big ones in a row and now has 18 points of his own, and Purdue just refuses to quit.
See, that's the thing. As you indicated, at one point he was 4 of 13. But a guy like Kilgore can get hot, and when he gets hot, you look for him. You get him the basketball. He's calling, Parkinson, give it to me. And right there, lines it up. And on his last 3 shots, he's hit nothing but the bottom. He hasn't touched any rim.
Gene Cady kept preaching in practice yesterday. Get the ball to the shooters. There are some of you that are rebounders. There are some of you that are assist men. Get the ball to the shooters. Parkinson's done it 7 times today for assists as you look at today's storyline. Demetrius Kilgore has shot Purdue back into it. 69-65, 3 minutes to play.
Purdue is in a situation now they need only to play solid defense. No cause for panic. The clock is not a factor. They're right where they probably would want to be.
And this is where Tommy Amaker's young club needs to learn how to win the tough ones.
Shot clock.
He beat it, but barely. Allison the rebound.
Solid 35 seconds of defense by Purdue that time. Guess who they ought to get it to?
Kilgore?
Think they know it?
Oh my, they turn it over without getting a shot off, and Kilgore never touched the ball, as you mentioned, Greg.
That's unfortunate for Purdue, but they're still in a situation again to depend on their defense. They don't have to foul, lock up, get a defensive rebound. Michigan, on the other hand, maybe need to get the ball in the hands of Blanchard. Look for Young inside. Stick with what has been working for you. No time to panic.
8 on the shot clock. This is Blanchard. Rebound Kilgore. And Kilgore called for a push. Oh boy. After that kind of a sequence defensively, and a fresh 35 for the Wolverines.
You feel like you dodge a bullet because Blanchard doesn't usually miss those wide open shots like that. He rims it, but you push off, and Michigan goes to the free throw line with Robinson, who shoots 87%.
A 1-and-1 now. Michigan in the bonus. Robinson today with 13 points. And he's also corralled 7 rebounds. Michigan up 70-65, 1:47 remaining. And that was a big 2 free throws there by Robinson. Kilgore.
Too close.
And no rebounding underneath. Blanchard pulls it down. Now time is of the essence for Purdue with 1:30 to play. Michigan with the ball up 6. Avery Queen. Young with a save.
This may be Purdue's last opportunity to play defense without a foul. After that, they're going to have to start fouling. And then, in fact, they decide to foul right now.
Wrong guy, though. 4th on Parkinson, and Robinson at the line to shoot the 1-and-1. 1:17 to play. Gene Cady's club's in big trouble now, down 71-65. Robinson, who just moments ago nailed 2 free throws, will get the 1-and-1. I mean, it's not even debatable on those free throws whether or not they're going in. He's a good-looking sophomore.
Yeah, he's the one that Tommy Amaker would want on the line. He's the best free throw shooter on this team. Blanchard's good, but he's 84%. 87% right there and climbing for Bernard Robinson Jr.
And an 8-point lead for Michigan as we near the 1-minute mark. Dean, tough shot. Kicked out, though, to Rodney Smith. This is Parkinson. Purdue looking for Kilgore. Dean on the drive. Rebound, Rodney Smith. Muscled it up and in and drew a foul.
More importantly, he stops the clock. Just under a minute now, 59 seconds. It's a 6-point game. Here you're going to see the force, but the follow-up by Rodney Smith. And you know what? Purdue is going to win the rebounding battle in this game. A lot of that is because Michigan has shot such a high percentage. They haven't needed a lot of offensive rebounding here in the second half.
Good point.
But Purdue, because of their offensive rebounding, still in this game.
Yeah. And Rodney Smith has played well off the bench today.
Sure has.
12 points for Smith. Didn't get the bounce. But does Purdue run it down? It belongs to Purdue with 56 seconds remaining. Purdue is still breathing, down 6 at 73-67.
That couldn't have worked out any better if they had planned to miss. But they need to reacquaint themselves with Kilgore. How do you go away from a guy who's sizzling hot? He's hit 3 of his last 4 shots, but 3 of his last 3 triples.
Yep. They're looking for him on the inbound. Dean for 3. Got it! 3-point game with 54 seconds left. The 3-point shot has brought Purdue from the brink of death. And they are very much in this game with 54 seconds left, down 3.
And guess what? That's 1 possession, so they don't have to foul. Once again, the clock not quite the issue that it would have been had they not knocked down that last shot.
Well, Greg, let's check out our best play of the game. It's brought to you by the good folks at Advanced Auto Parts. The best part is our people.
Getting them back into the game right there, though he's had a tough day shooting. Willie Dean with that 3. And Purdue riding the shooting of Dean and Kilgore right now.
Dean has 17. Kilgore has 18. And Purdue in this second half has fought their way back into it with the offensive boards that Greg talked about. Purdue's out-rebounded Michigan 12-1 on the offensive glass here in the second half.
Purdue coming with a full pressure look. Now they fall back, realizing that they're going to get another possession here. They need only play defense right now. Smith guarding Blanchard, key matchup.
This is Groninger. 15 on the shot clock, 30 seconds on the game clock. 10 on the shot clock. This is Robinson. Oh my.
That was a tough shot he hit. That was a tough shot. That runner across the lane.
He's done it all day. Rodney Smith got the triple. It's a 2-point game with 15 seconds left. Rodney Smith with a huge 3 to give him 15.
That's what he used to do a lot of.
Yep.
Rodney Smith used to have NBA 3-point range. You don't see that a lot, but you saw it just then.
How many times have we seen Robinson get a hoop when Michigan had to have it?
A lot today, and that was a tough one. That is not an easy shot when you're moving like that, but he nails it. And for Michigan, much needed, because even with the 3-pointer that Smith just knocked down, Michigan, a 2-point cushion with the basketball. Purdue's going to have to foul. Maybe 1 attempt at a steal, and then you got to stop the clock with a foul. Look at Smith. Coming into the game, a 31% 3-point shooter, but he nailed that one, and that was clutch.
Ooh. Here we go. 2-point Michigan lead. They get the ball inbounded. Groninger wrapped up by Dean. 3rd foul on Dean, and Groninger's an 85% free throw shooter on the year. And today, 2 for 2 at the line. He's only shot 15 free throws this year, but he's made 13.
Well, Purdue's hope now is that the pressure of this situation might come to surface.
Gene Cady and Tommy Amaker, a mutual admiration society. Tommy Amaker played for Gene Cady in one of those international competitions. And today they've matched wits with each other, and it's been a beauty. 76-73 Michigan, 13 seconds left. Boy, Groninger, no doubt about it.
What pressure, says Groninger.
And Tommy Amaker calls timeout. You talked about it at the outset. Tommy Amaker said there aren't many people I call coach in life. Gene Cady's one.
Hey, you just call them by their first name, but I'm with him there. I feel very strange addressing Gene Cady in person by anything other than coach.
And that may say it all. The respect. 13 seconds left in this one. Michigan has really made the plays when they could have folded here down the stretch.
Yeah, and Purdue also making plays, making shots. And right now what they need to do is get the ball up the floor quickly Don't force it. Try to get something high percentage. It doesn't have to be a 3 necessarily, but you want to make sure that whatever you get is of the high percentage variety, you convert and then get the clock stopped again.
You know, it's not a big crowd here today at Ann Arbor, but it's been about as enthusiastic a crowd as they've had in this building in a long, long time.
Well, you hear the students.
Yep.
You certainly hear the band. And the fans here have been given an effort worthy of cheer and praise.
Ohio State coach Jim O'Brien said, what Tommy Amaker is going to find different in the Big Ten from the Big East is that the fans are a much bigger factor in the Big Ten. They're all campus arenas. The fans are usually on top of the play, and hey, the Big Ten leads the country in attendance every year.
For Purdue on the floor, a lot of hot options right now. Rodney Smith, Demetrius Kilgore, of course, Willie Dean.
And Purdue has no time to waste. The length of the court to Journey. And the pressure put on. That started the clock. Rodney Smith lost the ball. The Michigan pressure really rattled Purdue.
Parkinson, who's normally a good ball handler, good passer, got his pass tipped. Fortunately for Purdue, Smith came to meet it, so he was able to get it and avoid the turnover at that point. But then with the pressure coming down the floor, handling the basketball where he probably would not normally do so, ended up turning it over.
Michigan to inbound. Immediately Robinson fouled with 5 seconds left. You don't have a chance now to pick who you want to send to the line. And Gene Cady is about to go 0-2 in the Big Ten for only the 2nd time in his illustrious Hall of Fame career in West Lafayette. Tommy Amaker's Wolverines 5 seconds away from being a stunning 2-0 in the Big Ten.
If you want a silver lining for Purdue, this one isn't quite as devastating as the one you lost at home, because you lost it at home. It's tough to win on the road on the Big Ten. You try and get a few, but you got to protect home turf. So at some point, they're going to have to make it up. For Michigan, this is big. To lose this one would have given the Penn State win back. But now they go 2-0, confidence high as they head to the road for their next 2.
Boy, and they made all the free throws down the stretch. Dean will score just before the buzzer, but it won't matter. Michigan went 15 for 17 at the charity stripe, and Tommy Amaker has beaten his one-time coach in international play. The Michigan Wolverines knock off the Purdue Boilermakers 79-75. Another huge shot in the arm for Tommy Amaker's program. So Tommy Amaker and the Michigan Wolverines are 2-0 atop the Big Ten. And when we return to Ann Arbor, Greg Kelser will visit with some of the victorious Michigan Wolverines.
Who could tell me what builds strong bones? Anybody know that one? Milk, milk. What goes with pie? Milk, milk. What goes with beans?
I'm in it. I don't want to hear.
Should have had your mouth.
Get out.
And Q.
Q? Close?
What about a K?
No, G.
What about an X?
X. Seriously.
I'll have a root beer.
You'll have a milk. Say it with me. Osteo.
G.
Want strong bones? Calcium may help prevent osteoporosis.
Bingo.
There are lots of reasons to play Who's Your Millionaire.
Just come down here and win a lot of money.
You guys always make me excited, though, so.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How many reasons are there?
20,000 Yes, the 3 zeros. We got $1 million.
How many reasons do you need?
I want to be a Who's Your Millionaire.
Reason enough to play America's richest game.
Yes, $1 million.
Who's Your Millionaire? Watch it or tape it. Just don't miss it. Saturday night at 7 on WB4.
Today's Big Ten game has been brought to you by United States Army, an army of one. Choice Hotels International, the power of being there. Go. BMW, test drive the ultimate driving machine at your local BMW center. 7-Up in your local 7-Up bottler. Make 7-Up yours. Cooper Tire, proud to be the official tire of the Big Ten Conference. Cooper Tires, drive on. And by American Century, managing money for individuals and institutions for over 40 years.
For the first time in 5 years, Michigan has beaten Purdue in Ann Arbor. The Wolverines win it 79-75. Let's go out onto the court with Greg Kelser. Greg?
Thank you very much, Tom. I've got both Chris Young and LaVelle Blanchard, and I'm going to get a chance to talk with LaVelle first. LaVelle, you came into the game